G'day viewers, and welcome to my Bonza channel. You're gonna love this week's Laughaholics video, which is about a funny cowboy joke. But first, you know the drill. Please subscribe, then click on the bell, and finally select all so you don't miss out on future videos. Okay, a cowboy named Bud was overseeing his herd in a remote mountainous pasture in California, when suddenly a brand new Maserati drove up in a cloud of dust. The driver, a young man in a Brioni suit, Gucci shoes, Ray-Ban sunglasses, and a Rolex watch, leaned out the window and asked the cowboy, "I bet you one of your calves that I can tell you exactly how many cows and calves you have in your herd." Bud sizes the man up. He's obviously a yuppie. He then looks at his peacefully grazing herd and calmly answers, "Sure, why not?" The yuppie parks his car, whips out his Dell notebook computer and connects it to his singular RAZR V3 cell phone and surfs to a NASA page on the internet, where he calls up a GPS satellite to get an exact fix on his location, which he then feeds to another NASA satellite that scans the area in an ultra-high resolution photo. The young man then opens a digital photo in Adobe Photoshop and exports it to an image processing facility in Hamburg, Germany. After processing the image within seconds, he receives an email on his Palm Pilot. He then accesses an MS SQL database through an ODBC connected Excel spreadsheet with email on his BlackBerry, and after a few minutes receives a response. Finally, he prints out a full-color 150-page report on his high-tech miniaturized HP LaserJet printer, turns to the cowboy and says, "You have exactly 1,586 cows and calves." "That's right. Well, I guess you can take one of my calves," says Bud. He watches the young man select one of the animals and looks on with amusement as the young man stuffs it into the trunk of his car. Then Bud says to the young man, "Before you go, if I can tell you exactly what your business is, will you give me back my calf?" The young man thinks about it for a second and then says, "Sure, why not?" "I reckon you're a congressman for the US government," says Bud. "Wow, that's correct," says the yuppie. "But how did you guess that?" "No guessing required," answered the cowboy. "You showed up here even though nobody called you. You want to get paid for an answer I already knew to a question I never asked. You used millions of dollars worth of equipment trying to show me how much smarter than me you are, and you know stuff all about how working people make a living. Heck, you know diddly squat about cows, for that matter, because this is a herd of sheep. Now give me back my dog." I hope you enjoyed this week's Laughaholics video. If you did, don't forget to give it a like, and more importantly, to share it with your friends. Loved having you here, guys, and can't wait to see you again for next week's Laughaholics video. Until then, take care of yourself, stay safe, keep away from the coronavirus, and hope to see you here again next week. Peter from my Bonza channel signing off. Ciao for now.